Len, we're truly grateful you made the effort today to help us launch the first May Day rally in Sheffield for 30 years. Len McCluskey.
Thank you, Martin, and good afternoon, sisters and brothers, comrades and friends. I'm absolutely delighted and privileged to be here in the Socialist Republic of South Yorkshire. As Martin says, 30 years since we had a demonstration on May Day here, and I want to congratulate the Trades Council for pulling it together. Not just a march, not just a rally, but a whole day of festivity and political debate. And that is fantastic indeed. I'm told that Becky Long Bailey might be here later. What a fantastic leader she is. And if ever there is a future leader of our Labour Party, it's Becky. And so I wish you all the best for political debate later. Of course, what this shows is the confidence within our movement, a confidence that brings workers together, not only in the UK, but of course millions of workers across the world celebrating Workers' Day. I'm speaking tomorrow in Manchester, I spoke in London on Wednesday, I'm speaking on Monday in Liverpool, and there are debates and meetings taking place all over our nation. Millions and millions of workers come together in order to remember our history, in order to remember the very people, the sisters and brothers and the brave comrades who fought before us for the type of values that we have. But in remembering and celebrating them, we're also here to rededicate our commitment to those values of dignity and decency and respect. And of course, I'm delighted to share a platform with so many fantastic people. Wasn't Patrick brilliant? And how my heart is lifted by these young people. I look behind me and I look in front to see young people, and I know that our movement is in good hands for the future, and all power to you. I'm delighted that Olivia Blake is here, and I know that she is going to retain Sheffield Hallam for Labour come the general election. And you know, let me just reflect for a moment on that fantastic Portillo moment when Nick Clegg was defeated at the last election. It was delightful that the people of Sheffield kicked him out for his collaboration with the Tories and for his damn right betrayal of our young people on tuition fees. Great to hear Tiber fighting in the City Council and fighting against racism, which, as we all know, is on the rise because people are fed up with neoliberalism and seek alternatives. And I'm also delighted to be on this platform with Chris Hockney in terms of that great campaign to get truth and justice in Orgreave. Yes. 35 years they've waited for it, and it's way, way overdue. You know, this is the 30th anniversary of the Hillsborough disaster, and 30 years ago, on that fateful day, I was at Hillsborough at the Leppings Lane End, and I've supported those families fighting all that time, and they achieved justice, but they still have to achieve closure. And the fight at Orgreave and the Shrewsbury 24 will continue, and justice will be achieved, because the one thing the bosses class don't understand is that solidarity and community spirit runs through our veins, and that gives us the power and the resistance to keep on fighting. So Chris, continue to fight, and Unite will be fully behind that particular campaign. I'm of course delighted that Jeremy Corbyn has made it clear that when a Labour government comes to power, he will give an open inquiry to Orgreave and indeed the Shrewsbury 24. And of course, it's a disgrace that the Bishop of Sheffield called for an independent inquiry and this government refused to respond to him. And of course, we all know why. We know why, because they're the ones that are complicit in all of the attacks in these great campaigns that are taking place. You know, the collaboration that has brought this event together by the Trades Council demonstrates what we are, that solidarity I spoke about. And it's a collaboration that has brought, Martin tells me, the first union organiser who linked with the Bakers Union. What a fantastic job they've tried to do with the McDonald's strike, and more power to their elbow. But along with the Trades Council, we now have an organiser that's going to fight against the precarious work that is so prevalent in this city. And you know, like so many of our great cities, where heavy manufacturing has been decimated, Sheffield is where our movement grew, where socialism grew. Skilled workers in heavy engineering, now decimated by years of neoliberalism and replaced by the precarious nature of the work that we now see. Turning our great cities and towns from powerhouses to poorhouses. This city has the worst precarious work in the UK. And that's precisely why the Trades Council has also launched its pay campaign for Sheffield workers. 25% of working people in this city work in precarious 0-hour and low-paid work. It's an absolute disgrace, and we have to have a fight back that is driven politically, industrially, community, and an opposition to austerity. You know, the Prime Minister, God bless her, and the Chancellor tell us that austerity is over. Austerity is over, in case you hadn't heard. Well, I say to her, oh really? Or as Mrs. Brown Boys might say, that's nice. The reality is, of course, it isn't over. The cruel cuts that have taken place here in Sheffield are against the most vulnerable of our people. £430 million has been robbed from this city by central government. Just imagine what the City Council could do with that type of funding for our services and for everything that stimulates growth within this town. Areas in Sheffield are amongst the most deprived in the UK, and we know who the enemy it is. A Tory government that heaps misery upon our people and making our economy an absolute disaster. A mess they make of it. And while we're talking about a mess, what about the mess, the absolute disastrous mess they've made of Brexit? You know, the president of my union, a good friend, Tony Woodhouse, often says, whether we're in or out of Europe makes no difference if we've still got a Tory government. And whilst that might sound a little bit simplistic, there's a lot of truth in it as well. And that's why, above all else, we have to support Corbyn, who's guiding us through these difficult times. It is Jeremy Corbyn who speaks for the whole nation, not just sections of our